Hello folks, how you doing? Right, we're going to tie a Flashtail Swimbait fly. Now these flies are very quick to tie. They're very sparse actually, there's not that many materials in them. I've been catching plenty of Zander and the odd big pike as well on these, and the hookups have been excellent. Like I said, best to tie them sparse, keep them simple, and add a little bit of weight to the nose because it really does help the swim. So in the vise we've got an Ahrex PR378, which is a GB Swimbait and a size 2.0. And for thread we're going to be using, again, GSP 100, which I've waxed, just to give it a bit of stickiness to the shank. So just put a thread base down. Now what I found helps with these is adding a little bit of weight to the nose, so I'm just going to put some lead wraps. Probably about 7 or 8 turns is enough. It's difficult to say exactly what you need, but you know, leader setups vary for different folks. Some use clips, some don't. So, but a little bit of weight just helps swimmer these flies. So just need to make sure that lead is properly secured. We don't want that coming off. Next we need a little bit of bucktail. Not much, this is quite a sparse fly. You want to use your thumb to wrap that bucktail all the way around that hook shank, so it's a nice even distribution, and tie that down. Add a little bit of glue. Next we need some Hedron Flashabou standard. Now I tend to use mostly just silver or gold, so this one we're going to have silver. And we don't need loads of this, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to taper the ends. Like that. And I'm going to lay that on top. Now this is a 5-inch fly, so we probably want to come to where the gold starts on the master. I'm going to wrap that round the bucktail as best I can, and then fold the rest of it back. Add some more glue. I'm going to come slightly shorter than the original piece that we put down, and tie over the top, and use your thumb again just to spread that bucktail all the way around, like that. Tie down. Like that. Purely optional. What I've noticed when I've tied these, you do, because they're tied sparse, you tend to see inside them a little bit, so a little bit of dubbing, flashy dubbing of your choice, just to hide that lead, helps. So next we've got a blend of synthetics. Now this is no brand Kanekalon, which I tend to use quite a lot. You can use Steve Farrer blend or something like that. There's plenty of different named stuff out there. So what I've done with this is about, I don't know, 6 inches, and I've just blended it with some Polar Flash, and I'm just going to tie this on top behind that bump of, in my case, Angelina Fibre, and then we're going to come forward all the way to the end where the lead's wrapped in, and tie that down. Now for the underside I've got a slightly whiter piece, and again it's Kanekalon, and it's blended with some Polar Flash. So I'm just going to tie this underneath. I'm tying this in probably about, I don't know, 70-30 or something like that. I'm just conscious I don't want too much material around where the hook point is. I think the key to these to get real good hookups is to tie sparse flies, or at least don't cover that hook with loads of material. Again, we're going to add a little bit of flash dubbing. Again, this is just cheap Angelina fibre, no name, and just wrap that round like that. Doesn't have to be super tidy. These flies are designed to be tied quickly, and we're going to force that material back and create a dam in front of it just to hold it in place. So you can see we're nice and sparse. It just creates a little bit of extra material to give the fly some shape. So lastly, for the material side of things, we're going to add some Nayat as usual. Nayat blended with some Angelina fibre. Very sparse amount. We don't want loads of this. We don't want too much Nayat to get in the way of the hook. So I'm being really cautious here. So we're going to put a few wraps over the top. And then for this one, we're following like the Western Headlight colours. So I'm going to use some yellow on the underside. Again, this is Nayat on its own, nothing blended through it. You could do if you wanted to. We're going to tie that down, probably 60-40 or something like that. Make sure that's secure. Just press it in so it spreads around the underside. And make sure that it's tied down in line with the top. Otherwise it'll look a bit uneven. And then fold them back. Make sure you catch all the materials. And then build a dam in front. Whip finish. I'm just going to put some glue down over the top, all the way around, because I'm left-handed. It's a bit awkward for me. End up putting my hand in front of the camera. I'm going to take our needle. We're going to make sure that glue is blended into the Nayat on the head. What that does, it helps me fold it back while I'm putting the eyes on, and also it keeps that material secure. Now some more glue, dollop each side for the eyes. So I'm going to be using these, which are my favourite ones. Now what you have to do with flat eyes, you have to protect them with an overcoat. Otherwise they will disintegrate quite quickly. Now you could use UV resin, flexible UV resin, you could use a 5-minute epoxy, lots of options out there. I prefer to use Gorilla Glue Crystal Clear. I find the reason I use that is because I find it quite durable and very flexible, so it doesn't crack. So I'm just going to manipulate these eyes back. What you'll find is that glue will start setting after a few minutes, and it will become a little bit more tacky, so you can manipulate the hair while it's drying. So next stage, once that glue is dried, is just get a black marker or a dark grey or something and just colour in that thread on top. If you do it before you glue, you'll find with GSP that the marker will run all the way around and it will look a bit, well, it will look alright, but it won't look awesome. I'll get your yellow marker, colour in that white, yellow. So I'm going to be using Gorilla Glue Crystal Clear, which does the job for me. And you want to coat the eyes and around the head, the bottom and the top of the head as much as possible to protect them. I mean, obviously the advantage of flat eyes is that they don't fall off so easy. 3D eyes tend to come away from the backing they're on, which has always been a problem. So unless you're using 5-minute epoxy or something like that, you really struggle to keep them on. And of course I can't use some of these glues because I'm allergic to them. So that's it really. That's all I need. A little bit of glue around the head, just protect them. Don't worry if you get glue on the eyes, the original glue, the Evostik Serious glue, because that actually helps apply the next glue. So don't worry about if you get fingerprints on it, because you can't see it through it. So what you need to do with this now is get a dryer, put it in the dryer, and wait for it to set. It usually takes about half an hour to 45 minutes. Good. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Cheerio. Take one. Oh, I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. I will say, hello folks, how you doing? But I'm not going to do that this time. Oh, it's hard, it's hard. Right, here we go.